Hello and welcome to the stream. Let me put the camera where it should be. There we go. So how's it going? How's it going, Innocent? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? How are you? And Wah says hi. What's up, Wah? Welcome to the stream. So today, and Amarne Ma says, yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream. And also Ayrton says hi. And Mr. Vlovies over here says, bro, I finally figured out how to connect the Wi-Fi camera. It has been collecting dust for 1 year. Well, awesome, dude. Awesome. And welcome to everyone. And I can't pronounce your name. The last last person that said hi, I can't really pronounce your name. I don't know how to pronounce it, but welcome to the stream. And also, a new way to bleed is here and says hi. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? And Huawei, you say it's going good. I'm very, very glad. And Ayrton, you say Russell, Noodle Murdoch, or 2D. I don't really know what that means. But yeah, let me show you what we're gonna be doing today. Let me put this over here, and let me put this virtual background on. There we go. So, for those of you that don't know what the game is about, like, let me give you a little bit of an introduction of what this game is. And yeah, let me go over here. Let me activate on the UI. Okay, everything is fine. Now, this game is about like magic. So you're this wizard guy over here, and your objective is going towards these zones. And when you get there, some enemies are going to start appearing. So what you have to do is there are some like directions that you can select with your mouse that are going to like help you select some spells. So for example, I can do down, left, 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 and that's gonna give me my normal like magic projectile spell. I also have like my fire one, which is gonna make damage over time, you know. And I have my ice spell, which is going to slow the enemies down. And I have my lightning spell, which is down, left, down, down, left. And I can stun the enemies. So this is what the game is about. There's a boss, and there are some other stuff in there. But that is what you have to do. Like, your objective is just clearing these waves right now. And when you clear the waves, you're gonna have to destroy this thing over here. And Richie, you say, hey bud, what's up? Welcome to the stream. And you say, have you watched Vampire Diaries? Diaries. I haven't watched it. Is it good? And Ayrton, you say, a hill on the Tally Hall community meet. You are the Mind Electric by the Mind Electric. What? What are you talking about, Ayrton? So yeah, this is what the game is, and what are we gonna be working on today? Mostly bug fixing, because I thought today we're gonna be like doing the remake of all of the spells, so we have some more interesting stuff going on. But there are still some things that I have to like take care of in terms of architecture of the code. So everything is like kind of modular, like every single spell can use as much as the other spell. So we don't have to like repeat the same thing over and over and over again. So yeah, today we're gonna have like 5 tasks. Let me beat this thing first. Let me beat this wave. We're almost done. We just have one enemy there. We set him on fire. And there it is. So, let me go over here in Notion. And what do we have for today? We're gonna be putting some stuff in the settings menu, because there are some things that the player can't really like change, like scroll and sensitivity, the FOV, like field of view, you can't really change that, so we're gonna make that you can change that. We are gonna fix a bug where it's not really a bug, like it's just that we have to change it to be this way. The big boy boss has to be reset when you kill him to not be staggered. Like it needs to start in the base, in the default way, you know. And I think I might have missed a message from Cheese. Yeah, Cheese said hello too. What's up, Cheese? Welcome to the stream. How are you, dude? And I saw your you were UV wrapping or unwrapping your model. Very, very nice. Randomly freezing versus lagging. I hope it's not too freaking. Like I've had problems with the internet recently, but they seem to be fixed, so it shouldn't be that bad. But if it is, just tell me. And yeah, so hello, Cheese. And Mr. Lovey say, bro, no matter how good you are at solo dev, game, remember that solo developers are the #1 on the game. Well, I just say like I didn't really get it, Mr. Fluffy. But okay. And Jay Qualtin says hi, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Also, guys, if you want to have an avatar on stream, like the ones that I have over here, like if you want to show up on stream, you have to go to the horizontal stream. So you can either go to the pinned comment in the comment section and like click the horizontal link, or you can go to the channel and go to the regular stream, like the horizontal stream. And Cheese, you say, I'm doing fine. Thank you. I'm preparing my first event online. Just a gathering of some people to play Mafia on a train in Minecraft. That's awesome. Awesome. I hope it goes very well. And when are you gonna do that? And Asnok, you say, my next exam is math, so hi and KVI. Well, thank you for joining for a little while, Asnok, and good luck with the exam. And Jerkolton, you say, what is this? So this is, we're making a game, and today we have to do some stuff on the UI. So yeah, let's do first, let's tackle the scroll sensitivity first in the settings menu. And Ayrton, you say, hi, horizontal. Yeah, you're over here in horizontal. Welcome to the horizontal stream, Ayrton. And Chief of L is over here, says, here, Chief of L. Hello, good sir. Would you like to get waved? For sure, for sure. How is it going, Chief of L? Welcome to the stream. And Asno, you say it's my last exam. Awesome, awesome. So it's just a little bit the last push before you get some free time. Okay, so let's go over here, and what do I want to do? So let's see. I have here my settings menu, and I have like video settings, I have audio, I have graphics, and I have key mapping. In key mapping, I have a couple of stuff related to sensitivity and stuff. So I just want to like know where I'll put this, because I think it's going to be like related to key mapping, or it's going to be on that category. So let's go over here. Where could scroll sensitivity be? I think it could be part of the key mapping. So we're gonna do that. Let's go over here, settings. We're gonna, yeah, it's better if we just pause. Let's do settings menu. We're gonna enable that. There we go. And what we want to do is basically, well, I'm gonna just pause the game, and what I'm gonna do is basically disable the pause menu so I can see this better. And we're gonna add a couple of things over here. So we want to close the video tab. So let's go tab by tab, and let's make sure that we have disabled the things that we want disabled. So here in settings menu, we have the settings menu content, and we have the video tab activated. So we're gonna disable that, and we're gonna go to the key mapping tab. So in the key mapping tab, I just think I'm gonna duplicate this thing over here. And what I'll do is, I don't know what is the difference in like the padding that I have for each other. But let's say I put 100. And Mr. Floppy say, bro, how do you do green screen? You don't have it in the background, a green paper. So yeah, it's not, I don't have a green screen or anything. It's just, like you can see my background, like I don't have a green screen. It's just NVIDIA Broadcast. It's a program that you can get for free that allows you to get a background removal live, you know? And Godfather is over here with a waving hand. What's up, Godfather? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? And also, how is the playtesting for your app? Alrighty. So over here, I want to see what is the difference. Let's pull up the calculator. So we have it's minus 174 and minus 68. Minus 68. No. Sorry. It's gonna be plus 68, plus 68, and that should give me the difference. So it's minus 106. So if we go minus 6, there should we should be fine with that spacing. And greenest potato. You say, I'm suspecting of your comment. I'm going to time you out. Greenest potato. Okay, so we have our new thing over here for assigning something new, but we have to make sure, like what type of data do we want to have? We want to have a slider probably, because it is scroll sensitivity. So for sensitivity, we're gonna have not a toggle, but a slider. So I'm gonna actually duplicate this, and I'm going to do over here minus 106, minus 106. So we have the correct spacing, and let's change the name of this. So this is going to be scroll sensitivity. Let's see. Yeah, scroll sensitivity in the settings menu. So let's do this. Scroll sensitivity set. What is the name? Sensitivity setting. Yeah, that's the name. So what do we want to do? We want to have it change the value of the real sensitivity. So we have to create a scroll sensitivity, because I don't think there is one in the code. So we need to create that variable, make sure it applies, and also change that variable through the slider in the settings menu. And Levis Aviation says, hi, what's up, Levis Aviation? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? So yeah, let's do that. Let's go over here, and I want to like rename everything. So it matches. So this is going to be scroll sensitivity. And what is going to be the default value? We're going to see what the default value is. But for now, let's just go to the code. Let's see. Where is this going to be? It's going to be on the camera orbit. So that's where our camera, like everything related to our camera is. And we're going to look for scroll. Let's do scroll. Yeah, we have a scroll sensitivity here. So we don't need to create a new variable. It's over here. So, since we have it already, we're just gonna have over here in the camera orbit another method, and that method is gonna be public, so we can call it from the slider. It's gonna be void. We don't need to return anything over here, and it's gonna be set cam scroll sensitivity or just set scroll sensitivity. And what are we going to need? We're going to need a float value, and we're going to assign scroll sensitivity equals that value. And that's it in terms of what we have to do in the camera orbit. Now let's go over to the UI manager, I think, or maybe the settings menu, I think, because that's where all of our behavior related to the settings menu is, not in the UI manager. And Levis Aviation, you say, are you making a game? Yes, I am making a game. Give me just 1 second, I'll show you what the game is about, because I'm just in the middle of changing something. But it's basically a magic game. Like, just give me a sec. Give me 1 sec, and I'll show you. So here, settings menu. And yeah, I probably have to do some more stuff. So let's do this. I'm going to enable the pause menu for now so I can show you. And yeah, there we go. So yeah, this is the game. It's just you're this wizard guy over here, and your objective is getting to these zones that are going to randomly appear through the map, and some enemies are going to start appearing when you get here. So you have some spells over here that you can use to damage them and like end the wave, you know, like make sure you get rid of every single enemy that appears. And for example, you have your fire spell, which you can cast with a combination, which is up, left, up, and that's gonna give you your fire spell, which does damage over time. You have your ice spell, which is gonna make the enemies slow down, and also like does an area, or applies the status of slow down on an area. You have your like basic projectile, which is just down, left, and you have the lighting spell, which is going to damage like various enemies and is gonna stun them, you know. So yeah, that's what the game is about. And you have like a couple more spells. One that I'm going to remove, which is going to give you some mana, which the mana in this game is for recasting the spells quickly. So for example, if you have mana, instead of having to do the combination, what you can do is just do R, and that's gonna give you the spell very, very quickly. So instead of like inputting the directions, like you can just do R if you have enough mana. And let me just say, cool, okay, really cool. Well, I'm glad you like it. So yeah, that's what the game is about. And let me show you something cool, because we have a boss in the game, but it only appears once you have cleared like 3 to 5 waves. So let me show you what the what that guy looks like. It's called Big Boy. Let me show you. And Sackfred says hello. What's up, Sackfred? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? So yeah, now I said it, so it's only going to like leave you in the last wave. So that's where the boss spawns. And here we have Big Boy. So when you damage him, you're gonna get the health bar to show up. And you're gonna like have it's very, very difficult to beat this guy if you don't know how to beat him. because he has like some spells that are, or sorry, some abilities that are like very hard to deal with if you're not used to this battle. But basically, what you have to do is wait until until he does his charge attack, and just dodge. So when you dodge, after 3 of those attacks, he's gonna get staggered. And when he's staggered, you're gonna deal a lot more damage. So now it's your time to damage him. You know, like you're gonna deal way more damage now. And Zach Fred, you say GPPD. What's that, Zach? So yeah, that's the first boss and the only one that we have for now in the game. But I plan to have like a bunch more bosses once we work a little bit more on the game. And I don't know, I think there might be a problem with the audio, because I don't really hear the audio for this spell being played all the time. Yeah, there we go. That's the boss. And then you use can damage this over here. Okay, so let's go back to what we were doing. Let's do 3 and 5 over here, and let's go back to what we were doing. Okay, let's go over here, and we are trying to make the slider tweak the scroll sensitivity. So let's go over here, and where we have we have a bunch of toggles over here, but what we want to have is another variable. Yeah, on key mapping, we're gonna have mouse sensitivity slider, mouse sensitivity text. We have mouse axis inversion toggle, and we're gonna have here serialized field. So we need 2 things. We're gonna need a slider component, which is gonna be scroll sensitivity slider. And Levy's Aviation, you say, is this going to be on Steam? Because I would try it. Yeah, it is going to be on Steam. I plan to have it like in a year, probably. It's going to be on Steam. But I'm just setting up the Steam page probably this week or next week. It's going to be on there. So I'll put a link in the next streams for like the Steam page, you know? And Nick, you say, and Nick is here. Hello, Nick. Romanleco. Exactly. That's what I always say. So, well, you know me. You have been here for a while, so that's what I normally do. Say so. Welcome. How's it going, Nick? How are you? And Quashi Walker says hi. What's up, Quashi Walker? Welcome to the stream. All right. So now that we have this, we're gonna have the other thing that we need, which is gonna be this other component, serialized field, private, TMP text. Oh, nice. Since you're here, let me show you some stuff. Just give me a sec. So it's gonna be scroll sensitivity text. Yeah. So. Nick, you say, I want to take a nap, mainly because I slept very bad last week. Well, take a nap then. Take a nap, and whenever you have more time or come back from the nap, I'll show you what I wanted to show you. So, okay, let's see. And Nick, you say, waking up in the night for no actual reason, annoying. I can understand that problem. Very, very relatable. But all the other days, like, have you been speaking or have you been sleeping? Well, You say, I mean, you can show it. It's not like I'm running to go to sleep. Okay. Well, I thought you were going to take a nap like right now, but yeah, let me show you then. So, since you were complaining about not having um interactions between the statuses, I did design like interactions between them. I haven't implemented them yet, but I plan to have it for this version. So here it is, like chill plus burn. Like I'm renaming the stuff. So chill is just like frozen, like with ice spells are gonna produce chill. The fire spells burn. The electricity spells shock. And we have an extra one, which is going to be like arcane, which is going to only make it's not going to have like a huge interaction with the others. It's just going to like make enemies take more damage, you know. But these are gonna have some. It's just three interactions. So when a frozen enemy or a chilled enemy is attacked by a fire spell, is gonna produce like chatter, which is instantly going to deal a burst of damage to that enemy. Is going to remove the chill and is going to make the burn remain active. So yeah, there we have an interaction. Like I want the visual feedback for it to be like ice shards explosion, a sharp cracking sound, and well, this is just feedback to be honest, and a large damage flash. You know, there we have. And need you say not exactly what I had in mind, but sure. Yeah. So I am. Whenever you stream avatars went away. Yeah, so feel free to like I know I said you were complaining, uh, but your feedback is very valuable. So whenever like you have any ideas, like just go ahead and give it to me. And need to say not exactly what I had in mind, but for sure. And need to say sleep is low priority. Okay, fine. Um, at least did you have fun while you were not sleeping? Then also on burn plus shock, on a fire enemy, you attack him with electricity. You're going to overload, so it's going to produce some lightning arcs from the enemy to the nearby enemies. Nearby enemies receive shock, and nearby enemies take small lightning damage. The feedback is lightning arcs between enemies, electric crack sound, and sparks on affected enemies. And the last one. And Sackfred, you say, why do I have eyebrows? You can change it, you can customize it over here. If you type exclamation mark extension, you'll get a link to like customize your avatar. And yeah, so over here, chill plus shock is gonna be, yeah, if it's a frozen enemy, you inflict electricity. The enemy is going to receive shock normally. Chill is gonna be removed from that enemy, and burst of frost or like chill is gonna be spread to the nearby enemies, and all the nearby enemies are going to receive chill. And the feedback is just a frost burst wave for the enemy from the enemy. Ice particles spreading outward, and nearby enemies gain frost overlay, like what we have basically. And Mr. Bobby, you say, bro, can I get a shout out? Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Mr. Bobby. Shout out to Mr. Bobby. Like if you want to, um, if you want me to like share something from you, like if you have your YouTube channel or something that you like me to like do a shout out to, um, you just say it. And Nick, you say makes sense. So what do you think? Are they fine? I think they're fine. Like I think I could have had more interactions between the spells, but I just left 3 because I think it's gonna be like easier to balance and like easier to like know what is happening, because all of these are like easy to represent visually so the player knows what is happening. And Mr. Blobby, you say, can you do a post, please? No, I won't do a post. Sorry, Mr. Blobby. Okay. So over here, let's go back to the what we're doing, and mostly today, we're gonna do some things on the UI, like fix some stuff, and tomorrow we're gonna handle like making the other spells and their upgrades, because I'm still thinking about how I want the architecture of that to work for everything to be modular, you know? Yes, balance, your strong suit. Yeah, I don't want to overcomplicate things. The less things I have to balance, the less chance I have to screw everything up, you know? You say, Mr. WK, that is fine. I'm happy with what I got already. Okay. So if you want like a shout out on any of my videos or something, in competitions, like that's one of the rewards. If you really want the shout out, in a video, you can like win a competition. Like that's the reward. Okay, so we were doing a scroll sensitivity. So let's go back to that. Let's go over here. Yeah, let's go over here. I actually want to know what I'm doing with the other sensitivity thing. Mouse sensitivity slider. It is gonna do on value change, add listener, set mouse sensitivity, on set mouse sensitivity. Where is set mouse sensitivity? Where is that? Over here? Yeah. It's just gonna do, yeah, change the text. And I'm gonna joink this probably. Yeah, I'm gonna joink this. And Flyer, you say, okay, my bad. Man, I'm a little late. Yeah, no worries, Flyer. It's good to have you here, and welcome to the stream. How's it going, Flyer? How's it going? Yeah, we're gonna do something very, very similar. Let's do over here probably. Public void set scroll sensitivity. Dude, I'm having so much problem with words like sensitivity, electricity. I don't know why. Sensitivity. I think I didn't write it correctly. Sensitivity. Okay, there we go. And what are we gonna need? We are going to need oh yeah, two things. Bool value. What is the value going to be? And bool loading settings, or loading setting equals false as a default. And we're gonna like basically copy this, but for this value. And Flyer, you say, respect to this man for replying my messages on his weekend, but bro was responding to me like an NPC. Responding to me like NPC, dude. That's maybe that's why who I am. You know, like maybe I'm a little bit of an NPC, because they really responded how I would have responded, like all the time. Okay, let's do our camera orbit. We're gonna call the camera orbit set scroll sensitivity. We're gonna pass the value, whatever it is. And oh yeah, this is not a bool. This is a float. This is a number. And here we're gonna do mouse. Yeah, that is just me. That is just me. And she's to say, Roman, I sent a funny meme related to the stream culture here. Please see, it took me a while to translate it. It's on memes. Let me check. Let me check over here. And Foxitos is over here, says hi, what's up, Foxitos? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? And yeah, let me check the memes. I really wish this was in English, but I guess it's a Polish joke, I guess, so let me translate it. I'm doing it for the second time. Why didn't Discord send it previously? I'll plan. Dude, I have so much problems reading stuff. I'll like look into like comprehend everything. That will fix Poland. Okay. We take the entire gold from the National Bank. Go to the casino and bet it on green. Accurate. We either collapse or we become the biggest power in the world. A Lambo or a cesspool. I had no idea how to translate it, so it sounds better in English. So the last sentence is a literal translation. It just means we get crazy rich or crazy poor. The secret of this plan is that God is on our side. It just can't go wrong. This is like the plan. Like if everything goes wrong, like it's all on green, and if everything goes right, it's all on green anyway. So very accurate, 100%. We go gamble. And Foxitos, and by the way, thank you for the translation, dude. Thank you. I know it may not be it might have been very easy to translate it properly, but you did a good job. I did get it. And Foxitos, you say I want to make tomorrow my first stream. Well, good luck with that. And how's the setup going? Did you set everything up so tomorrow you can just do like press stream? And Theo Bunny says hi. What's up, Theo Bunny? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? And Flyer, you say I'll also send a meme. Let me check. You send it to DM to the DM. Remember when they finally get a different. Like I've seen this meme so many times, but it's just so accurate. Like it is very very accurate. Whenever I get another error, like that's just win. We're winning in life. Okay, so let's see. What was I doing? I was doing a scroll sensitivity thing. Yes. Let's do. What was it? I wanted to change the text probably. So let's do, or it's a scroll sensitivity text dot text equals this. I just joined this, and it should work exactly the same. And Chichi say, I mean, the reason we both saw it so many times is because it's accurate. Yeah, it's a popular meme in the community of like just developers in general. Okay, so when I do this, I also want to communicate with the save manager. So let's go to the definition and let's add a variable over there. On key mapping, we're gonna have a public float of scroll sensitivity like this. And we're gonna have a public void save mouse, or sorry, save scroll sensitivity. But why is this word so complex? Yeah, let's do this, and we need to save a float. We're gonna pass a value, and what do we want to do? It's just going to be getting a setting save, loaded settings equals load settings, and over here, if loaded settings is not null, we are gonna do a loaded settings dot scroll sensitivity equals whatever value we pass, and then we're gonna do save settings, and we're gonna pass loaded settings. There we go. So now we can call this from here. It's gonna be save manager that instance that save scroll sensitivity, and we're gonna pass our value there. So that should be it, I think. Now I need to set those values, like need to set those variables in the inspector. So let's do that. Let's see, where is this? And Foxitos, you say, I just want to walk outside and chill, but I will be very happy when you join the live. So you're gonna be like doing an outside stream? Like you're gonna be streaming outside? Okay, so let's change the name of this stuff because I just like copied everything so it has the same name. Let's just scroll sensitivity slider and scroll sensitivity text. Oh, nice, nice. I never done something like that. I'm just always at the computer. Let's do 3 as a base value so we can like change it there. And now that we have this, let's yeah, let's do on key mapping. We have to also add a listener. So it's gonna be scroll sensitivity slider on value change. Whenever we like change anything on the slider, we're gonna add a listener to that that action. So when we're gonna pass the value, and the value is going to like be used to do a set scroll sensitivity, and we're gonna pass that value, whatever it is. Cheese to say, all right, I'll go do stuff. Bye. Well, thank you for joining, Cheese, and best of luck with whatever you're gonna be doing. Bye. Bye. Take care. Okay. So now that we have the action listening to a change, we're just gonna do what is happening in load settings. Load settings. I think I might have something over here that I also need to update on load settings. Yeah, here. Key mapping. Here, let's do public float scroll sensitivity and we're gonna do here set scroll sensitivity is gonna be loaded settings dot mouse sensitivity, and that's it. And now I think that is everything. So we just have to go over here and set the scroll scroll sensitivity slider there on the text too. So where is it? It's going to be on the settings menu. It's going to be on key mapping. And here we have our scroll sensitivity slider. Scroll sensitivity slider. And our scroll sensitivity text. So if we press save and play, we should see on the settings, key mapping, scroll sensitivity set to 0. Why is it set to 0.59? We might have a problem. Because I don't see. Let's see, settings, key mapping, and let's do scroll sensitivity. Let's put it to 3. Just 3. Resume. I don't know what's happening. Let's go over. I think I might have a problem, like a very big problem with the sliders themselves. Because I think on the settings, audio, and whatever, I have this set to 67, and it doesn't really like work gradually. Like I think we might have various problems with everything that has a slider. Everything that's controlled with a slider. So let's do this. Let's do play again, and this is set to to what? Let's do settings. Scroll sensitivity. Yeah, scroll sensitivity is set to 0.59. But why is that? And I'm for French Prime Minister, and hi, what's up, French Prime Minister? Should I call you French Prime Minister still, or General AAC? Yeah. Welcome to the stream. So let's see why that might be. Why that might be. Let's go over here, and on scroll sensitivity slider, on text, where is the only place that I'm assigning this? Because it's on load settings. That is the first place where I do this. And you say, call me French, just French, or just FPM. Okay. And you say, Loki, what are you doing today, gang? Let me show you. So I'm just doing a new thing on the menu that you can change. So you can change the scroll sensitivity. Today is gonna be like a day of just these tasks. Let me show you what we're gonna do today. It's not anything related to spells. We're gonna work on spells tomorrow because I'm still like thinking about the architecture that I want to have for everything to be modular. But we're gonna be like working on things on the settings menu and making the big boss or the big boy boss reset whenever you kill him. To the next time when he appears, he's no longer going to be staggered. We're also going to have a casting sensitivity, and we're gonna fix the trails on the spells to like basically work as they should, or display as they should. And Neymar is here and says, "What's happening? Welcome to the stream, Neymar." Well, what's happening is just we're making a game over here. This is the game. It's a magic game. You're this silly guy over here, this wizard, and your objective is getting to these zones, these red zones, to start waves. So yeah, when you get over there, some enemies are going to start appearing, and what you have to do is select some directions, like for example, down, left, 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 and you're gonna get like your magic projectile spell. There are 4 spells that we have right now that are offensive, like that do damage. We have that one I just showed you. We have the fire spell, which is going to do damage over time too. We have our ice spell, which is going to slow enemies down, but it doesn't deal that much damage. And we have our stun spell, which is a little bit harder to cast, but it's going to stun the enemies, and it has like it can damage up to 2 enemies. So yeah, that's it. And your objective here is like destroying all of them, and when you destroy them, you're gonna need to like go to the next zone, you know? And FPM, you say French Prime Minister, but anyway. And Flare, you say, by the way, do you watch anime like Attack on Titan? Better not say no. I like generally don't watch anime, but I've watched anime. Like for example, like one of my favorites is Berserk, and I've like it's so good that I had to read the manga. It's the only manga that I've read. And it's so good. It may not be for everyone, but it's so good. I've also watched like a lot of like fighting ones, like for example Baki. I watched a new one, and it was like good for me until like season 3 maybe, or season 1 or 2 were fine. What else have I watched? I've watched Fighting Spirit, or Hajime no Ippo, which is a very good one too. You say my stream's lagging, and French Prime Minister you say I might fall asleep on you since it's very dark in my country. Well, if you're going to sleep, then rest well. and I'll see you next time. And sorry, you say I made a game where you fight and cook monster. Oh, yeah, that was a cool game to make. I don't know why the stream is lagging. Like, I know you've told me that, French Prime Minister. I don't see it lagging in my OBS, but you might be right. Like, I don't know what's happening with my internet. Like, it sometimes disconnects. So yeah, not really sure. And Zach, welcome back to the stream. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, let me beat these guys. And I think one thing that I liked about having the freezing spell be more powerful is that you can deal with a bunch more enemies quickly. But we're gonna like remake the spell, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And also, we need to change something with the way the audio works, because there are sounds not being registered, like they're not being played. And Nick, let me read what you just said over here. So you say, I was thinking more of making the spells have things in common. Like, you see how games split things in archetypes? Example, guns have burst, SMG, close to long range, game with upgrades. Have their item splits like that too. You can split them into groups. Like, I'd imagine you having them split into what they do more than just low, mid, high damage. And suffix, AoE, pierce thing, like, I think you'd have those spells be more playstyle defining. All of the spells are just basic bolts. The proposed rework does not do it justice. Like, you're going backwards from how design usually works. I get it with like having the having like archetypes for like basically how I designed the spells, and I've done some changes to what the spells are going to be like. We're gonna have like 15 spells. I'm yet to sure what those are gonna be, but I thought more of upgrades are not going to be like to change anything with the spell. It's just going to be making it more powerful and like enhancing the same spell. You know, it's like upgrades. Just imagine upgrades just being enhancing the same thing the spell is already doing. But the spells themselves, I've designed them to be more of roles, like what role is going to be covered by this spell. Like, for example, you're gonna have some spells that are going to be like control spells. It's not going to do a lot of damage, but maybe it's going to like make sure you have more space to like cast other spells. You know, like it's going to give you more time. There are going to be like spells that are just to do a lot of damage to one enemy. There are going to be like spells that cover the role for doing damage over a crowd, you know? You see, I'm not talking about those upgrades at all. Okay. Then, yeah, it still applies. Like, it's just, I plan, like, everything, every single spell, like, cover our role in fights. So it's not going to be, like, about low, mid, high damage, as you said. Like, that's not gonna happen. It's, like, role covering spells, you know? And what we have, I have actually changed some stuff since we're gonna have another like status, as I said, which is not going to have like interactions, but it's just going to, yeah, the spell upgrades. Let's do on spells remake. This one is gonna stay, but I think like, yeah, I think like they're like design going to be the design is going to be like to cover rolls, and you say yes, roll, but since the weapon system is on defense, this is the main way to deal damage. You basically putting yourself into a corner, either burst damage, support and sustain damage. And this is the main way to deal damage. You're basically putting yourself into a corner. Yeah. Yeah, either burst damage, support and sustain damage. Like, there is not really another way of doing it like that. Hmm. Well, there might be I think you will be able to. You say those are the three possibilities: fast damage, slow damage, or other ability. Unless you lean into statuses. Yeah, I think I'm gonna at least how I have proposed this. Like, I'm going to lean more into statuses. Like, I don't plan all of the spells to do a lot of damage. It's going to be like more on, like, for example, the ice spells, like mainly all of the ice spells, are not going to deal a lot of damage. They're just going to be like for crowd control and like for controlling the enemies. The meteor shower is going to like do high damage, but it's going to like, you're gonna have like to plan how to use it before. The magic projectile is just there so you can like get out of like situations where you don't really like want to like do a lot of setup. It's just to quickly cast something. On the lighting spear, which is no longer going to be in the game, by the way, was meant to be some sort of like thing that you could prepare to like deal a lot of damage to one enemy, but also like get advantage of or sorry, it was like not deal damage to one enemy, but like hit multiple enemies and stun them, you know? And Regor, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. See, that's why I talked about them earlier. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's it. I think that the thing is gonna be like mostly about like making sure. Also, I'm gonna limit how many spells you can have. Like, it's gonna be 5 spells that you can carry. So you're gonna like, there are gonna be 5 things or like 5 elements in the game. Like neutral, that doesn't do anything. So you can have like, yeah, like doesn't do anything. But there's gonna be arcane, fire, ice, and electricity, and you're gonna have to deal with like what are the spells or what are the elements of the spells that you have equipped to like play with each of them to do the most amount of damage, or do what you want to do, like control them or deal a lot of damage or whatever you would like to. And Arctic Ranger says hello. What's up, Arctic Ranger? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? And Record, you say, remember the championships I had coming up? I got 3rd place. Well, awesome. Awesome. When did they happen, the championship? Okay. Let's go over here. And I think there are a lot of stuff like wrong with how I have set up the sliders. Need to say, but that's only looking at it from this objective lens of stats, not gameplay. Like, yeah, it does have implications on gameplay. Like, it's basically how you're gonna handle the enemies, like how you're gonna be like using the spells together to like get the results that you want in combat. And Arctic Ranger, you say I'm good. Well, I'm very, very glad. You say, what about you? I'm doing awesome. Thanks for asking. And Regular, you say Saturday. I had to row 1 kilometer as fast as I could. Well, very, very nice. Getting 3rd place. It's very nice. You got into the top 3. How many competitors were there, Regular? And need to say, would you like to use Meteor as your main spell? If you like it, you'd want to use it. Yeah, like you could use it, but it's gonna like have um well, what is going to be like if you just want to use Meteor spell, for example, is if that's going to be your main spell for Meteor shower or whatever, it's going to be like, okay, I want to use this, but I have to like make sure that when I use this, like the range that I'm going to like use it in, or the area that I'm going to use it in, has enemies, so I can attack them. So how do I make sure I have enemies there? I can slow them down with another spell before I cast it there. And how do I slow them down? With a frozen spell. So I set them frozen, and whenever I use the meteor shower, I'm going to do more damage. Not only because I have more enemies there, which I'm going to hit, but also because now they are ice plus fire. It's shatter, so they're gonna like take more damage. So I would see it as like gameplay would really be defined by this. I'll do something. I'm gonna do something. I'm going to have the structure of how every spell needs to be architectured in terms of like functionality. And when I have them, I'm going to like do the first 4 spells, put in like the remake of those spells, make the status interactions, and if we see anything wrong there, we're gonna like tweak and see how this what are the changes that are necessary to be better, basically. But making the rework is gonna like be super beneficial whatever we do in the future. And Ace is over here, says, yo, what's up, Ace? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? And Nick, you say, well, that's just what you usually do, extrapolating and saying future me problem. No, but this is not like a future me problem, really. It's like I thought about this. If this doesn't work, the rework, it's still going to be beneficial for us because we're gonna have like a better base to have spells, whatever they are. Even if we change them, we're gonna still have a better base. And Gregor, you say, I don't know even know there wasn't that much there. It was like 30, I think. Well, still getting in the top 3 with 30 participants, still very good. And you say most of them had many advantages, like being taller than me or having more mass, so they had better rows. Well, if you're like really into it, you can get like more training to get more mass, and next time, I don't know, aim for 2nd place or even 1st, but you did very well. Okay, let's see why on the settings on key mapping, scroll sensitivity, this thing over here, when we set it to 3, for example, this doesn't really like doesn't really do this properly. Let's see. Let's go over here on sliders. Set scroll sensitivity. I would like to display what value am I passing over here. Let's do debug.log. Scroll sensitivity value is gonna be whatever the value is. Let's put this on brackets and let's make sure we have the money sign over there. Let's see. Okay, scroll sensitivity value is set to 0.591. Why is that? Let's do settings. Let's do, on key mapping. And we're gonna, move this. Yeah, we're moving this. Fine. The value is set to 3. So when we save this, like we're saving the value to 3. Why is it set to 0.59? I don't really know. Give me just a second. I'm gonna put more water in my water bowl. I'll be right back. All right, I'm here. Let's see. So we are changing these values to what they should be. We are then if we set the value to 3, we are going to do camera orbit set scroll sensitivity to 3. Then scroll sensitivity.text equals that number passed to the string. And we're going to save over here on save manager instance save scroll sensitivity. So that value should be 3. Now, before loading the setting, because I think that's what messing us that is what is messing this up, we are gonna like make sure the value is correctly loaded. So we're gonna do a debug that log over here, loaded scroll sensitivity with a value of whatever loaded settings. Let's first put this sign over here, money sign, to make this run code or like read this variable. And iLice over here says, "Hey man, do you remember me?" Yes, I do remember you, iLice. Welcome to the stream. How is it going? How are you, iLice? Yeah, let's see. Let's do loaded settings and scroll. Oh, this was set to mouse sensitivity. This is scroll sensitivity. It's gonna load a scroll sensitivity. That might have been the problem. Yeah, let's see if this works now. Let's see if this works. Yeah, so over here we go to settings, and it did change, or it did load correctly. I only think there might be a problem with how fast the scroll is. Because if you go over here, let's see what the real sensitivity is over here on the camera. It's gonna be on the VC1, the virtual camera one. Camera orbit, we have scroll sensitivity of 0.5. So that is the default value, 0.5. And I like to say, how is the game going? It's going very good. It's going very good. We are just working today on mostly tasks about like setting stuff so the player can change in the settings. Like for example, how fast the scroll is, making the player be able to change the field of view, setting the casting sensitivity, how sensitive is your mouse when you're inputting the directions, and fixing the trails on the spells, and also making the big boy boss be reset properly when you fight him the next time. So after the first fight, it shouldn't be staggered. It should be reset properly. So yeah, that's what we're doing now, and we are just changing something on the like making sure that the player can change the scroll sensitivity. So let's go over here and let's press play. We're just going to save here settings. We're gonna put it to 0.5. That's the default value. We're gonna press play over here, and this should be saved to 0.551. Yeah, that is fine, and that gives us more control over the how fast we're gonna be scrolling. Okay, so now that that is over there, we're just gonna make sure we remove this part, and we can commit this to GitHub. And I like to say that's cool. I'm very glad. Now, what are you up to, Elias? What are you up to? Let's see. So over here, let's go in the settings menu again. And over here, let's go to settings menu content. We're gonna disable the key mapping tab, and we're gonna enable the video tab because that's the first one. So let's use to save. Let's go over here on GitHub desktop. Let me open that. And over here, I'll just do scroll sensitivity slider on settings menu. So the scroll sensitivity can be changed on the settings menu. That's fine. Let's do commit 6 files to main, push to origin, and the first task of the day is done. But since you're doing the underlying system before the ecosystem itself, you're just doing a future me problem anyway. You're tying those two together now. Eyes will be basically tied to meteor shower. Meteor shower and meteor shower by itself won't be usable because you'll be designing and tweaking the damage wheel with chatter in mind. Not to even mention that ice plus meteor shower will be the only combo I can see working. Blend be like, you are right maybe with interactions between spells. That could happen with the interactions with spells. But I think in functionality, for the functionality, like no matter what the spells are, like there are things that are going to be shared between those. Like I need to have a modular way or a modular architecture to make the spells so they can inherit as much as they can. So that is the part that we're gonna keep. If we need to like remake the interactions or other stuff, we're still on time to do that. You say not to even mention that ice plus meteor shower will be the, oh yeah. And you say also it's not an archetype playstyle. If you made archetypes, you could design around those archetypes and adding more onto that archetype. Like if you made lightning the burst damage archetype, you could just work around that archetype. You can add more options to that archetype and design other ones to work with this. This is the design-wise modular system. Fire for me is damage. Lightning is like control with like stun and like making sure like things you don't lose control over the situation. And the roll like it's just like rolls. Like I separate in roles. I'm not using like archetypes as straight as you're making them. But when you have like roles for the statuses, I think the system still stands, even though it's not like archetype based. It is role based, not only for like the spells themselves, but for the statuses themselves, you know. Uh, and Karina Nalbandiani, you say, can't you add go karting? I don't think the game fits, or it would fit in the game. It is a nice idea, but it doesn't really fit in the game. But thank you for the suggestion, Karina. Okay, let's see. Let's go over here. And I'm like, dude, I'm still very, very open to like change like everything if it's necessary. I'm just like we're still in a moment where we can change it. So just criticize as much as you'd like. I'm going to try to defend my what I've thought, but like I'm not married to the idea, you know. So we're still like in the point of where we can be flexible. And need to say, in I'm archetypes and roles should be the same system. I'm just trying to distinguish them linguistically. Mm. I mean, mm, well, it could be separated in like archetypes. Are, as you said, like for example, there's going to be an archetype for like burst damage or some sort of like thing like that. Roles would be more of in what situation do I want to use this? You know, in what situation is this useful for the player and for combat? You know, gameplay wise. Since fire equal damage, this damage can be very varied, and so different roles might not always work with fires. Mm-hmm. Yes. And Saki say, what pressure? Why Link not appear? Link for what? For what? Sak, for the game? Let me see. It should be over there. If that's what you're talking about, should be over there on the comment section. Oh, my game. Uh, oh, you sent a link on the comments. Links are not like don't go through in YouTube. And need to say, and then you're at the point of all abilities for themselves, which is I'm trying to prove is making it harder for yourself. Mm, I'm and they're at the point of all abilities for themselves. Well, like I ideally or what I think the player will do is like you have like 5 slots for to equip spells, you know? Like ideally you would have one of each type or two of the same and the others are different, but you would like to like have variety in your like loadout, you know? But they're gonna have yeah, like mostly depending on like the archetype of what fire does, all of the roles that are covered by fire are generally going to be similar, so they can be used uh, with the other archetypes that are going to cover different roles, even though there may be some that are going to be different. For example, if I want to have, even though like fire is to make damage, you can have uh, a fire shield, which is going to like help you, like it's going to cover another role, which is not tied to the archetype, generally, but it's going to interact very good with the other spells that you may have, you know. Say because you'll think of those roles as gospel, and try to buff individual ones instead of the ecosystem around them. And random drawer is over here. Say I have been summoned. Welcome, L. Welcome. How's it going? And you're gonna go, Zach? Well, thank you for joining, and bye-bye. Take care, Zach. You'll think those roles as gospel and try to buff individual ones instead of the ecosystem around them. I didn't get that part, I think. I didn't really get that part. You'll think of those roles as gospel and try to buff individual ones instead of the ecosystem around them. So how would buffing the ecosystem around them look like? And Nick just say, and I'm just saying, an ice shield will work worse because you're working with the assumption of fire being the fire. Like you're oversimplifying it. Like in terms of statuses, what am I oversimplifying in here? What is it that I'm oversimplifying? Fire being the damage. Sorry. Oversimplifying the model. I'm thinking. Let me think about it. L, you say, remember I said it should do a fire spell when you double jump? I didn't mean that. Okay, what did you mean with that? I meant to say, will you make it so you need to use a spell in the air to double jump? Oh, no, not really. Maybe if there's like double jump is gonna be like its own thing probably. And EXPR, you say, when I'm well. What's up, EXPR? Welcome to the stream. How's it going, EXPR? So what you said, Nick? Oversimplifying the model. Well, I don't think the model should be that complex. Anyway, maybe if I'm oversimplifying it, what is the specific part that I'm oversimplifying in the system? Would you say, Nick? What is the part that I'm oversimplifying that needs to be like it needs to have more depth for this to work? Yeah, for now I'll be doing this the FOV controller. Let's go over the FOV controller. So FOV. What is FOV? FOV is a number. It's an integer crawling, right? So we're gonna have a range over here. We're gonna have a slider. Let's do this. And L, you say the game looks great. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let's go over here on key mapping. Or is this gonna be key mapping? I think we could put this on the graphics tab, maybe. On the graphics, we could have, or video. Should be on video or graphics. We have resolution, full screen mode. Yeah, I think it could be on graphics. If we need to move it another way, we can do that later. But I think I'll do on graphics. I'll put the field of view. And LUC, I remember I left at like 39 parts. This changed a lot. Well, yeah, I can show you what I've changed. Just give me a sec. I'll give you a proper like tour of what's changed since you last joined. Yeah, if I put this over here, I'll have to move this image to another place. Let's do, yeah, here on graphics tab. I might have to do this a little bit smaller. Let's go over here to D. Yeah, and big guy is mostly fixed. There is still one thing I need to do with him. And Dorko, you say I'm an island boy. What's up, Dorko? Welcome to the stream. In the XQR, you say use weon only if the vibe is use weon if only if the vibe is super casual. Because it is a slang and can sound rough depending on tone. I hope it's casual here to use. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Dude, weon is used for like everything. In here. So yeah, you can use it. You can use it. It's not polite at all. But it can be used here. Okay, let's do this. Let's put the height to, or width and height to, I don't know, 3/4 of this. So let's do a division by 4, and we're gonna multiply this by 3. So that's gonna give us 3/4 of its height, or of its width, of its width. Let's do 240 and 240. Let's have a little bit more space over here so we can put our new setting. Let's do this. And you say, L, you wonder why I left for so long? Yeah, but like it's fine if you can't join like all the time. But for sure, why were you like not joining these streams before? L. Okay, let's see. Let's do I'm gonna copy the slider over here. Music volume settings. I'm just going to copy this, paste it over here, and so I can use it over here. It's gonna be the fob setting, like field of view, fob, and L, you say like homework stuff a lot. Also some random drawing bits. All random drawing bits. What are those? Are you going to did you upload them, or were you like following a tutorial or something? And Record, you say, oh yeah, I also have some fans now after that competition. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. So are they following you like on Instagram, or were they cheering you or something like that? Yeah, let's do fob slider. Let's do fob slider. On here, fob text. And Record, you say, I'm thinking you should add some Easter eggs. Yeah, we're gonna have Easter eggs. We are gonna have I don't know how many, but we are gonna have at least a couple of them. At least. Yeah, let's move the fob setting here to here, probably. What kinds of Easter eggs, Weon? Well, I plan to have like some stuff about the community. I plan to have things about previous games that I made. I plan to have like silly stuff that have been recommended to me. Stuff like that, mainly. On gaming. Let me check gaming nicked. Okay. It shouldn't be complex, but you're trying to shove elements and archetypes, uses, roles of those spells into the same thing. I don't think that should be the case. You're thinking of relying on those new mixed statuses as crutches, connecting them together tightly, shooting yourself in the foot because they should be an additional thing. An ice shield will work worse than a fire one because right now you're already thinking that this fire shield will be used with some electric chain to get enemies close. And then, instead of making the mechanic of getting that enemy closer to be the thing that works with the shield type weapon, you'll be making the element of electricity tied to it. So then you'd need to add a new ability to compensate Ice Shield for its lost depth. And on the other hand, adding new abilities will add free depth. Once you haven't even thought of the fun kind. The abilities, you say? The abilities I haven't thought? Mm, and Nick, you say, go there. The YouTube text limit is annoying. Yeah, I get it. And Gregor, you say, they said they gonna show up on my next competition if they are in my hometown. Well, nice. Very nice. And just like assuming lighting would technically be tied to fire. Yeah, depth in the interactions. Um, so it would be, yeah. Like the thing is, I thought, um, okay, um, now we're talking about interactions, right? Like that's what you're saying. Depth in the interactions, more interactions in different circumstances based on the elements you use instead of the mechanic. Compared to element being the mechanic. Yeah, the thing is, if I make the element be the mechanic, like they are gonna have their own yeah, like for example, if I make the interactions themselves or the statuses themselves have functionality on their own, like there will be more balancing. Like maybe if that's what you're thinking, I can think about like what other like functionality is tied to a status. Is that what you're talking about? Like having functionality tied to statuses. Is that what you mean? Yeah, the element being the mechanic. So I guess what you're saying is, like for example, fire is gonna have its own mechanic. Uh, yeah, fire its own mechanic. Electricity its own mechanic. Uh, freezing its own mechanic. Yes, but different functionality. Like additional functionality instead of being the main cars. Additional functionality in just so we know we're on the same page. Like for example, in Breath of the Wild, when you have fire in the ground, you're gonna get like a gust of wind that's gonna like take you up. That's what you say, something like that. And EXUR, you say, I think elements should modify the mechanic, not be the mechanic. If shield pull is core utility, make that shield thing first. Then let fire, ice, electric change how it behaves. say sure the Breath of the Wild thing, and that could work on more abilities because it's not tied to ice being there. It helps ice indirectly, as an example. So, for example, yeah, let's say you have your, just so I can understand, you have your shield utility, you have your shield like spell. That's gonna be like a spell. Um, then what you'd like to have is instead of the spell being fire spell, or yeah, instead of it being like fire spell, you like can change what the spell or can change what the element of that spell is. Because now the only thing that drives the behavior on statuses is the status themselves, like itself. And by the way, I'm going to like copy this message from you, XPR, so I can uh like register everything, my like personal feedback thing to like redesign everything if I have to. Let me copy your message. Instead of the spell being fire, it should primarily be a shield. Its mechanic archetype. It shouldn't matter that much which element it is. But if it is a fire one, it can have more aggressive interactions because stuff can explode. For example, an ice, an ice shield would work the same but lean towards defense. Oh, okay. So you're saying like for each spell, like you're gonna have like its own variation. Is that what you mean? Like you're gonna have like spells are not going to be like tied to an element. They're just gonna be like functionality separated, and then you can have like you can do whatever this spell is but fire, or whatever this spell is but ice, whatever this spell is but electricity, and depending on uh what status they have, they're gonna like inflict a status, but the functionality remains the same. Is that what you say? The mechanic should be the verb, and the element should be the modifier. Yeah, like in games like Magicka or like Dragon Mark for Death. Well, no, it's like just in Magicka. You're like the straight up like that's just Magicka. And instead of the spell being fire, it should primarily be a shield. Its mechanic archetype, yeah, it shouldn't matter. Okay. On say yeah, it just means so that those variations can exist. Instead of being forced to be ice or fire, it doesn't necessarily need to be all the magic types making those same abilities. Just so you can add them. You can add them. Okay, let me say it again. So you can Tell me if I'm understanding or if I'm yet to understand. So spells are like just functionality, not tied to any element. They're just neutral, and you can take that base spell and like just put a modifier on it. Like you can have magic projectile as a base, but you can also have a magic projectile of fire, or a magic projectile of ice, or a magic projectile of lightning, or a magic projectile arcane. That's what you say? Give me a sec. I'll go to the bathroom and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And you say, okay, let me read. On a basic surface level, yes. If that is how you wanted to do it, sure. But the main point we're drawing is that its modifier status influences its mechanic by adding something onto it. You can make it just one ice bomb, no problem at all. But its mechanic should at the base level be that of a bomb, and the ice should be its secondary thing. You can narratively or design wise have just one ice bomb, just one meteor shower that made a fire, but the fire it inflicts, you should think of its own thing. It being fire applies its long-term damage. That's why the shield is a fire shield. Yeah. And Kumud Singh says, "Father, hello, what's up, Kumud? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? We're just talking about like why or well, Nick is like talking about what he doesn't like about the system that I have now and what I could improve. So we're just like chatting about that. How's it going, Kumud? How's it going? You say my English exam is tomorrow. Well, very good luck for it. Very good luck, and study if you feel like. Well, if you haven't studied yet, try to study. What are you gonna be exam for, or what's this exam about? And say, you can make just the fire shield, but making other statuses that modify that, you should just in your own mind put as its own thing. The leftover fire effect should be an enhancer afterthought even. So you say first I'd have to design the spells as their base functionality and not care about statuses. Like each spell should work as a base. Like it should be it should work if it didn't have a status. And then we can assign a status to that, right? And Kumut, you say needed father's blessing. Well, you have my blessing then. You say I've been watching Resident Evil Requiem because it just released. I have tried to avoid like any sort of spoiler yet. I know the game has been like received very good. Seems to be a good game. You say it doesn't need to. An ice bomb that slows down can work, but the ice should be its own thing. Like I don't know how else to explain that. But the ice should be its own thing. It's unique thing. Sorry if I don't understand everything, but let me see. So ice should be its own unique thing. So what does it mean? It means that it carry like that's what I imagine. Like it carries its own functionality, being its own. It means it has a behavior on its own. Say status can be tied to ability, but ability shouldn't extrapolate to being status centric. So status can be tied to fire, can be tied to electricity, can be tied to whatever. But the ability shouldn't extrapolate to being status centric. So you say you don't like that the only implication of the elements are applying statuses. Is that what you mean? Yeah, I'm well, I don't know. It's born is here. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm reading this on stream. Uh, And you say I'm trying not so hard not to spoil that. The game is so amazing. Uh, you say I don't understand anything either, father. I'm just sitting. Um, yeah, we're trying to understand so we can like make the spells and the statuses and like the elements work good in the game, so we can like we're just receiving feedback from Nick of something that I it's oh a little bit hard for me to understand, but I think that is what you meant, right, Nick? So instead of just being yeah the elements instead of the elements just being uh, the only implication of an element, let's say fire, electricity, ice, mm, being applying a status on an entity, it should also do some other thing apart from the status. So yeah, I actually kind of like the elements having a mechanic in spells. Just makes sense to me. Angry cat. And Kumon, you say I wish my laptop worked so I could test the game too and help out in the discussion. But my 14-year-old laptop gave up last month. Um. Well, thank you for like trying to get into discussion. I get it. Like if you don't have the laptop, I get what not having a laptop is like. Uh but maybe in the future, the game is gonna be it's gonna be developed like we still have like a year of development. So and Nick, you say, but Roman is gonna design the game around that being a thing. Like that's why it shouldn't be a thing. Roman is gonna tie them so far together like Blendguard, and the system will be very rigid. So what I said about like yeah elements need to have like their own functionality on their own apart from like the statuses they apply. Is that what you mean? It shouldn't be the main thing. Okay, how about imagining two sets of mechanics instead? The hypothetical fire shield is an aggressive shield, but a shield archetype should be able to do its own to be its own thing, so that an ice shield works too. Yeah, the element status being just the enhancing portion of the effect. Yeah, I get that part. So it would be like just having the the spells not being tied to an element. Yeah, basically. So it's Magicka. No, but I'm not trying to kid or like I'm not trying to. I'm not kidding. Like yeah, that's how Magicka does its thing. But the problem with that is basically for every single thing, for every single spell that you have, well, you either I could like make it so you can apply it as a modifier. Yeah, I could make it with all of the spells. Like, okay, I'm gonna make whatever work this way, so you can have, for example, for the mines, you can have the mines be fire, you can have the mines be ice, you can have the mines be electricity, and you just have to apply a modifier. So the base thing, like the main role to be covered, it's gonna be covered with the mine, but you can apply the modifier, whatever modifier you want. Okay, you say. Okay, instead of fire being the damage, you can make it damage, but it shouldn't be the only thing that's allowed to have high damage. It's just that fire is more aggressive and have more damage. Yeah, for example, I plan to have one spell in the game which is gonna have like high damage, but it's gonna be an electricity spell, which is not going to be like that. Um, yeah, like it's going to be high damage, even though it's like electricity. So I mean, you don't need to add a whole disambiguated ability type. You can have one ice bomb like it is right now, but its ice should be a background thing, so that another ability doesn't necessarily work on just the ice bomb, but ice as a whole. But that's why interactions are in like linked to elements. Like what that's why the statuses are going to interact with each other and stuff. Like that's like, yeah, you can have a projectile, or you can have something that is like the functionality of the ice bomb, which is damage over an area, like an AoE. Yeah, for sure. Like, it doesn't need to be the ice bomb. It just doesn't care about it. It's gonna interact with whatever ice or whatever element there is. So the status effects bomb archetype should work on its own, have its own use, and ice should be its thing. Yes, but you're thinking of it very rigid way currently, in a very rigid way currently. I am thinking in a way that we're gonna have like every spell is going to have a status. Like they're gonna be like, I've thought about 15 spells in the game, like not 14 now, 15, and they are gonna be like three that are neutral, three for electricity, three for like basically every single other one. Um, so they have like interactions with each other, but why do I want to like have only one? Or why do I want the vase to only have one status or one element? Like, let's say for every spell has a different functionality. Okay, every spell is functionally different. So I just want to have them have one element, so I don't have to balance every single spell being able to have its own uh yeah, like it's a nightmare in balancing, having 45 different options instead of 15. Yeah, the meteor shower is fire. Use ice bomb to slow and add damage as a both instead of meteor shower being better with slowness. I mean, meteor shower is going to be better with slowness because you can be more accurate with it. You know, if you have the element of ice, is gonna be even better just because it interacts fire with ice. You say boring makes sense. I'm not sure if boring is here, but I'll read it anyway. It makes sense, but the thing we have right now is just better in my opinion. I would like to see how Nick's option plays out, but I think Roman thing is pretty good. And Nick, you say what exactly? I'm only making Roman think in a bigger picture. And you can keep those designs, designs things. Sorry, you say I'm always watching. So yeah, like I would like, dude, mm, having a system where you can have every single spell not tied to an element would be funner, or like it could be better, or it could be it wouldn't necessarily be better. It would give the player more options because you can do basically 3 or 4 times the combinations of spells. Say yes, that's called disambiguation. Not what I meant though. What I mean though. Okay. Then I'm not getting the point correctly. You're thinking of it very the meteor shower is fire, use bomb to slow and add damage as both instead of meteor. I just mean that your abilities should work with other abilities, as if they didn't have a status effects. Okay. Okay. I get it. Like, okay, but for example, you're gonna have, like, it doesn't matter if you, like, let's say elements don't exist now. Elements don't exist in the game. No statuses, no status interactions, nothing. You just have spells and their functionality. You're still going to be like, you're. That's why I thought about them. All of the spells in terms of roles. What roles do they cover? Even if the mines don't have a status, they are still like very good in gameplay because you can use them to do damage after a time, like to control areas basically while you're casting other thing, even if you don't have statuses. The regular projectile, you're still going to use it because you need a tool to fight when you don't want to like cast a very complicated thing. The meteor thing, the meteor shower, even if it's not fire, like let's say there are no elements, it is still very useful to you because it has a delay and it's gonna like deal a lot of damage independent of it being fire. It's gonna deal a lot of damage in a concentrated area, which you need to aim. So those three, for example, are good examples of things that are not don't really need to have a status. They're just going to be benefited by having a status because it's going to give you more ways to combine them, or being motivated to use them together because it's going to be better, you know, like it's going to be, it's going to deal more damage, you know. um This means that Yara should work with other abilities as they didn't have status effects. Like imagine ice slowness, it's not really a thing, except for the specific ones, I guess. The specific ice one, I guess. You should have abilities that slow down without them being ice. Because when you hypothetically re-add them, they should be on different abilities, making different abilities and different combos work. And now, Arya, they still fun if they don't have it. Yeah, like for example, we don't really have like abilities in different combos also work. Yeah, like I'm planning the. That's why I plan them in roles, you know. Like that's why I'm planning the spells in rows. Like just remove everything like that's related to abilities, and they should still work for you. We don't specifically have a slowing, for example. We don't specifically have a slowing down, but that doesn't mean that the others are not like uh, doing its own thing. Like they have a purpose to be used apart from uh, whatever element they are applying or they have attached. And you say, I was just worried that your rolls will be tied to that ice element if they wanted to slow. This is very much what you implied. Yes, in this like the yeah, the thing with the statuses or the thing with the elements is, yes, ice will slow down. Like it's its own thing. Like apart from whatever the spell is doing, ice is its own thing, and that's gonna be like the only thing that's gonna make um that's gonna like make slowdown. You know, uh, the only way to do fire or the only way to do damage over time is gonna be applying the fire element. But those are things that are like an extra. It's a modifier. It's an element that you will be compensated to use, but it's not that you can't make a good use of the spells independent of what they apply, independent of their elements. Uh like yeah, I rethought the current spells, not in terms of their attached element slash status, but in terms of how can the player use them in gameplay that is gonna be like satisfying to use together, you know, and for different like roles in a combat. And apart from that, you have the modifiers that are also you're gonna be also compensated with for using them, but you don't really like need to use them. It's gonna be more efficient to use them, uh, but not all the time. Like you don't have to. You're gonna be compensated for using them. Like for example, AOE, it's gonna be its own thing, independent of um element. Like single target, like super strong spell is going to be independent of the elements. The meteor shower, it's gonna be independent of the element that I picked. I just choose to make it fire, but it doesn't mean that it has to like it has its own functionality apart from the status. So that's exactly what I'm saying, except that instead of efficiency, I'm thinking of niche niche uses players can discover. And Bilius is over here, says, Joe, what's up? What's up, Bilius? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Um Yeah, niche uses player count is to hover. Those niche uses coming both from the utility and mechanics and the elements. Okay, so we are. I might have not explained it correctly before then. Yeah, like they are gonna be like mechanically different. Like these things are gonna be mechanically different. They are thought to be like have their own utility, and then we have the elements. You know, and the elements are part of it, but it's not the core. And the elements interactions are on top of that, but it's not the core. For example, let's say you're gonna have whatever element, doesn't matter, some sort of, I don't know. Okay, let's say that the shield fire is damage, ice is control. But yeah, I said that because those are that's what had me in shambles. Yeah, it might not. That might give you the wrong impression that things are tied. Yeah, like I get it. It might have given you the wrong impression that things are tied to statuses, like how they work are tied to their elements. They are not. They are just going to have like the modifier of whatever element they have. The modifier of whatever element they have. But they have their own functionality. They have their own functionality, like apart from whatever they are. Um, and even if you were to remove every element from the game, they should still work in and have their own utility. So you're gonna have no matter what, like a spell that is not fire that can deal a lot of damage. You know, like the meteors can be ice, and it's not going to change a thing. Yes, good. Basically, my point. Okay. Okay. So are you a little bit less worried now? Now that we, yeah, I think the problem might be I just didn't explain myself well. I think that was the problem actually. Okay. How do I react to this? Oh, okay. Let's continue with the FOV now, and the the rework for the elements are, or sorry, not the elements. The rework for the spells are gonna be tomorrow, probably, if we get all of the tasks for today done. And Chip Crisp WT says hello. What's up, Chip Crisp? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? So FOV controller in the settings menu. Let's do that. Let's do FOV setting. Let's do on the setting text. It's gonna be field FOV, field of view. You're doing okay? Okay. So over here, let's say, yeah, let's say what is gonna be the normal field of view, and also we need to change. Oh, yeah, the minimum value for this is going to be 0, and the maximum value for this, what might be the maximum value? Let's check on the internet what other games are doing. Um, what is the maximum fob in games. And Chipkris, you say, cool. I don't know. Yeah, so let me tell you what we're doing over here. So we're just doing a settings menu, or like reworking our settings menu. Well, not reworking, adding more stuff to our settings menu. But this is a game about you being a wizard. You're this silly little guy over here. And for now, what you have to do is get into these areas. And when you get there, some enemies are going to start appearing. So what you have to do is beating them. And how do you do that? You're going to have like directions that you can input, for example, with your mouse, that are going to allow you to cast different spells. So for example, I can do up, left, left, up, and I'm gonna have a fire spell. I have my magic projectile with down, left, left, left. I have an ice bomb with left. I really forgot the combination, but yeah, that's the thing. And we're in the middle of adding stuff to the settings menu. I'm very glad you like it, Chipris. Okay, so let's see. Oh, we also have a boss. Let me show you the boss actually, so you can see like everything we have. Let's go here on the wave manager, so I can show you the boss. Yeah, we just have one boss in the game so far, but I plan to like make the map bigger, like make it like more open. I have more bosses, more spells and stuff. Yeah, so this is our boss, big boy. That's the name. And when you damage him, you're gonna be seeing the health bar. It has three attacks. So there we have those spikes. We have that attack when you get close enough to him, and also he does charges from time to time. So when he does charges, you have to be like super ready to like dash away. There we go. And you're not going to deal that much damage to him unless he's staggered, and he gets staggered after 3 charges. And by the way, you say WT's War Thunder. Oh, okay. Dude, War Thunder is a very good game. I played it like years ago, but I really had a lot of fun with the airplanes. Yeah, so we need to get him staggered to like deal a lot of damage. And also when you have, you see we have mana in the top left corner. We have mana. So mana in this game works a little bit different than other games. When you damage something, you're going to get a little bit of mana. And mana works for you to be able to quickly reuse or recast your spells without having to do the combinations, like the arrow combinations. So I can do R, and I'm going to like get very quickly my spell back. You know? Okay, yes, okay. We're almost done with him. Almost done with him. And this guy is immune to fire and electricity, so the only thing that we can do... Okay, we beat him. Is like apply ice. Yeah, let's go back to what we were doing, because what I want to do now is... in the camera, you can assign like a fob. Let's do camera or virtual camera 1. And we have a fob over here. So that's what I'm trying to change, and like make you able to change that value. For example, I can do 0 of fob and you're going to see nothing. but I can do like 30, and it like changes the way how you like basically see the world. Like this is 30 FOV, or in the lens is FOV, and for example, I had it set to 90 normally. That's the normal FOV I have, but you can set it to, I don't know, 180, or which is going to start distorting the game. So I'm trying to like have a setting for you to be able to change that if you'd like to, you know? Yeah, let's put it to back to 90. And Dog Day, the leader, says, hello. He is? Oh man, can he talk to us? I just joined. Yeah, welcome. Welcome. Yeah. Yeah, the boss died. Okay. So let's go back to here. I think well, let me find the values for this. Because I don't think the player should have a vertical FOV of more than, let's say, 140. I think 140 is kind of insane already. Having a FOV like this. So yeah, this is for you that you just joined, Dog Day, the leader. This is a magic game where you have to let me put this to a normal FOV. I'm just finding the largest FOV you can have. Maybe 160. I don't know who would like to have this at 160, but I think 160 is like the limit. But yeah, let's put it back to 90. This is what the game is like. You're this guy over here, and your objective is going towards different zones and beating enemies there. So let me show you. Let's see. Let me go over here on Wave Manager, and let's put it 3 to 5 again. And Dog Day the leader, you say, so you just earned a sub, bro. Well, thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it. So yeah, when you get out of here, you're gonna get these stones showing up, and what you have to do is get inside of them, so enemies are going to start appearing, and you have to like select spells to beat the enemies that are inside here. So we have, depending on where the zone is, you're gonna have different enemies showing up. Like for example, this is a mixed area where some normal enemies can appear, but also some fire enemies can appear, and they have like their vulnerabilities. So for example, if you do ice damage to a fire enemy, you're gonna deal more damage. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so what we're working on now is some settings on the settings menu, and currently it's the FOV, like the field of view. Okay, so let's go in here, and what I want to do is go in the FOV slider, and I want to make the it's gonna be whole numbers, and the values are going to be between 160, and I would like to check what is the minimum FOV I could have. Let's see, let's go over here on BC1, and let me put the vertical FOV to 10. Yeah, 10 would be, I don't know who would like to play this way. So let's see. Let's pick the lowest value that is still like playable, you know? So I think this is not very, very playable. Let's do 30. I think, yeah, in 30, you could start like playing it, even though you're gonna have a bad experience, you can still like play it. So if for some reason you would like to have it this way, I'm gonna like leave it as an option for you. And Dog Day the leader, you say, I'm so sorry, but but I have to go early. I'm busy. I'll try find you later. Bye. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye. All right. So let's see. Let's go over here on the slider. On the slider, FOV slider, and the minimum value is going to be 30. It's going to be whole numbers. And yeah, now what do I need over here? I'll do here, settings menu, and I have everything separated for like the categories that I have. So here, what will I need? I will need a slider. Yeah, drop down. I have a drop down. I have to make a slider. Here, serialized field private slider, and it's going to be FOV. Yeah, FOV slider. And I'll do the F like this, FOV slider. And I'll have here too, serialized field, private, TMP text. And it's gonna be FOV slider text like this. So now I need to create a function, call it unload, and make it be saved. Let's do that. Let's go over here. Set scroll sensitivity. We're gonna have a one for FOV. So I'm not sure if we have this separated over here. Let's see. Set audio channel volume. Set full screen mode. Set resolution quality setting. Initialize resolution drop down. Change tab. I think I should have this separated with regions probably. Yeah, but let's do it over here. We're gonna have a public void. It's gonna be a set field of view, so FOV. It's gonna be an integer value, and we're gonna do where we no longer need the debug over here. We're just gonna do here our we need to call in camera orbit, have a public void set FOV. We need to pass an int value, and we're gonna have our it's a component of the camera itself, so it should be on the camera. Where is this? Let's go for the virtual camera one. We have to have a reference to the Cinemachine camera. Do we have a reference to that? I would guess so. Do we have a reference to that? No. Target, orbit, collision, controls, vector 2, mouse input, aiming is selecting spell. Okay. We have to have a reference to that. So since we don't have it, we need to create it. Let's do Cinemachine camera. Yeah, let's create it over here. It's gonna be a Cinemachine camera. So let's do over here. Using unity.cinemachine. Fine. Orbit, collision. I think it could be over here. Private Cinemachine camera component is gonna be your cinema machine, camera, script, and on we have on enable, on awake, we have on disable. I think I'll do on start. Yeah, on start. Or you know what? This one I'm just going to say I'm going to create a header, other, because we really should have a reference at each time, or like always define. So I'm gonna serialize it, so I can use it over here. Cinema machine camera script dot vertical or fob. How do I change the fob in here? It's gonna be blend, do complete, do go to, do play, do toggle pause, follow target attachment. What is the option here? Is gonna be lens. So it's gonna be dot lens. And Rise for Hansa says BS. Yeah, VS Code. I'm using VS Code. Welcome to the stream. Rise for Hansa. How's it going? And also, what are you game dev, or maybe are you into other type of programming? Like, I don't know, AI, websites, robotics, something like that. Yeah, it's Visual Studio Code. So are you into programming too? Yeah, lens, and we're gonna do field of view, and we're gonna change the value of this to that. So now we do a set fob over here, and when we do that, we're gonna do camera orbit script dot set fob, and we're gonna pass a value, whatever value that is. We're gonna say scroll. No, it's not this one. It's fob slider text dot text equals the rounded number of round whatever value we have over here. Well, I don't think I need to round this up, so I'm just gonna pass the value as a string to string, and it shouldn't give me any problems. And right for Hansa, you say, yo, what's up? Yeah, I'm a creator creating Roblox botting system and a captcha solver, but unfortunately, I do not have an API key. You need an API key for like a captcha solver? But that's very nice. Very, very nice. So when did you start Hamza? Or Hansa? Should I call you Hansa? Or like just Rise for Hansa all the time? Let's see, save manager. Let's go over here. On the save manager, I have to have an option for the fob. Let's see. On graphics, I'm gonna have public integer field of view. So field of view. I'm gonna register this like this over here. Say yeah. Say like 3 days ago. And sure, you can call me Hansa. Okay. So how's it going? Do you have are you stuck in a problem right now, or well, the API? But anything apart from that? Let's see. So we're gonna have over here a public void save fob, and we need to pass an integer value, int value, and we're gonna do settings save loaded. Yeah, we're gonna call this loaded setting equals load setting. And if that loaded setting exists, so it's not null, we are gonna continue, and we're gonna say loaded settings dot field of view equals whatever the value I passed. And I'm gonna say, okay, now that I have edited the load or the save, let me store it again. Loaded settings. And you say, Hansa, well, yeah, my Roblox voting system did broke and it freaking got like 1k plus problems. Well, it happens. It happens with anything software related. Yeah, you're gonna have a bunch of problems piling up all the time. But are you in the process of fixing them? Let's see. Let's go over here on the settings menu and let's do save manager that instance dot save fob, and I need to pass that value over here, value. And also you say, hell nah, I gotta make a new one. Alrighty. So what's gonna be the approach for this new one? Well, since you just made one, even though it had problems, like you just learned what are the challenges or the things that you need to take into consideration while making one of them. So I think it's gonna be better. And Nick, you say, in other news, I came up with an, in my opinion, cool game idea. Go on. I'd like to hear. I'd like to hear. And I kind of want to do a physical paper version. So it's going to be like a table game, or not necessarily. You want to do the physical paper version to test stuff out before, or why? Mm. Okay, for graphics, we are also going to have our fob slider. When we change the value, we're gonna add a listener, and we're gonna say whatever value it's passing. We want to call the set fob with whatever value that is. And why is it throwing error? Set fob is an integer value and cannot convert from float to int. Okay, well, this is gonna be an int. Like, cast that as an int. And Hansa, you say, well, I'll see you once I get my laptop back. Why don't you have your laptop, Hansa? What happened to your laptop? And Nick, you say, yeah, card table. It's a little complex. Basically, you're a CEO. You have a hand of 5 cards and have 3 shareholders that are hidden to everyone but you. Okay. How many players is the game going to be played? Like, how many players do you need? And Hansa, you say, my sister using it right now. Okay. I get it. I get it. Okay, so the only thing that we need is loading this, I would say. Yeah. So let's do this on load, on graphics. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be oh, it's gonna be public and field of view, and it's gonna be set fob, and I'm gonna set the fob with the loaded settings dot field of view, and that's it. And Hansa, you say, I find VS Code the best coding app for anything, like creating websites, games, etc. I really like it too, but I haven't tried that many IDEs. I'm not sure if it's the best one. I just really, really like it. Like, yeah, the fact that you can like use your own themes, like extensions are very, very useful and like super easy to set up. But I haven't used that many. And have you ever tried other ones, Hansa? And need to say 3 to 4. I think 2 might be a little too competitive. It's a chill game. Most cards can be placed in an action row. Action. Action cards exist as a part of the deck. You need to place them in the row. All right. Might be a little too bit chill game. An action row. Okay, okay. And Hansa, you said, yeah, it is very simple. And you also have a co-pilot AI. Oh yeah, that also. I think what I don't like about having this is like they are so intrusive. Like the co-pilot AI is so intrusive. Like it's very difficult to like not have it in here. You can either like have it integrated and not use it, or like have it integrated and use it. And need to say the fun part is that you can use them whenever, not just on your own turn, and trade or give cards to other players as you please. Hmm. And what are the actions gonna do? And you say a digital version might be much cooler though, more possibilities. Yeah, but it doesn't mean a physical version would be less of interesting. Like I think, mm, well, it's nice to have like physical games too, you know. And Hansa, you say many times, was pretty much useless for me, but yeah, I have to fix so many problems on the scripts I make. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to have an option to not have Copilot, you know. But yeah. Let's see. So now I think this should work. Let's see. Let's press play. There's an error. Now let's activate the pause menu first. Oh, I haven't assigned something on the inspector that is needed. Let's go over here on BC1, and I have to assign to the script the Cinemachine camera over here. And also on the UI manager, I have to, yeah, select the UI manager. And, well, it's not here. It's on the settings menu. On the settings menu, FOV slider, the field of view slider. Where is it? Yeah, FOV slider over here, and the FOV text. There we go. So now it shouldn't throw any errors. Okay. Let's do settings. Let's do field of view. We need to increase this to something that is not 0, you know? So we are on 90. 90 field of view. That's awesome. Super nice. And if we try to change it, we can change it up to 160, which is the value that I set as, well, who would like to play this with more than this? I very much doubt anyone would like to play this game with FOV like this or higher. And 30 being the lowest, I think, yeah. Like, I give you a lot of options, but realistically, no one will go to those values, I think. But you can if you want to. And Hansa, you say, well, I have subscribed since it's 1 a.m. for me, so yeah, see ya. Well, thank you very much for the subscription and also for the chat, Hansa, and I'll see you next time. Take care. And need you say a lot of different things. Some will be just an investment, like, you know, you can have an additional card in your hand when active, or steal an enemy shareholder IF. What would be an IF? His of color red or yellow. I like the. Okay, I get what the actions are for. Yeah, steal any card from an enemy, from enemy action row. And Kuruma YouTube, you say H on max push-ups. Why are you asking that? Kurama. But I'm 22. Max push-ups like 50, something in that range. Flyer, you say I'm probably gonna go sleep. Sleep. Good night. A good man. Okay. Well, thank you for joining, Flyer. Really appreciate it as always. And rest well. I hope you rest very well. And take care. Bye bye, Flyer. See ya. Need to say, and also there are two currency types: human resources and just straight cash. I think it will be fun. It will be free fun if play tested enough. If you make it digital, send it my way so I can try it. Gregor, you say you seem off for some reason today. But at the same time you still look happy, so I don't know. Well, it could be like there are some days that I'm just like super happy. Some other days I'm just like this. I don't know. I'm not feeling bad or anything. But thank you for at least like being concerned about it. But I'm fine. I'm fine. No, that was just an if. What is an if? Oh, IF. Okay. Child hoarder if he's of color red or yellow. Okay. Yeah, so if you make a digital version, like send it so I can try it. And that one guy is over here says hello. I'm here. What's up, that one guy? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? And Flyer, you say, well, we all don't know about each other, even 1%, so assuming he's sad or happy is just silly. I'm still not sleeping. I want to talk to you, man. I have become a night owl because of you, after all. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you a night owl. But I don't know. Try to. We're gonna set a rule. If you're still here in I don't know, past 1 a.m., I'll tell you to go to sleep. But it's your decision anyway. And Gregor, you say, all right, man, I gotta go too. Good night, gang. Well, thank you for joining too, Rigger. And yeah, good night. Rest well. Bye bye. And you say, bye, chatters. Hi, Born. I somehow didn't notice that blue name. And you say, that one guy, wait, what happened? Are you implementing Nick's idea? And Flora, you say, have become a curse. What does chat mean, gang? Yeah, romanleco curse, destroying your sleep. And that one guy say, I mean, when you stop streaming, it would be 4 or 5, so I'd be awake. Yeah, for Flarier, I was saying that when he reaches like 1 a.m. in his time. And yeah, let me answer your question. What happened? We were talking with Nick about what we should do with spells, like what the systems for spells should be, and he was worried that I was making all of the spells, like all the spells functionality, like be carried by their statuses or their elements that they have attached. So they are not like they would be the same thing in different forms, basically. But no, I actually just didn't explain myself well, like the way I was doing things before. But now we're on the same page of what the system is. So yeah, like if like a resume or a quick version of what it is basically like every single spell works independently of, like, it's planned independently of what element it has, and it should work. It should have its own role in gameplay before I even think about giving it an element. So yeah, every single spell is going to have a roll before any sort of element interaction with whatever. Flyer, you say, what time is it for you right now? Right now for me it's very, well, not very, but it's early. It's 4:47 p.m. right now. And what time is it for you, Flyer? Because I know we have a quite a time difference. He does math and physics in Blender. Sounds cool. Flare, you say 1:18 a.m. Yeah, we have a quite a difference in time. Yeah, holy time gap. And that one guy 3:30 p.m. for me right now. Yeah, so we're kind of close in time then, like just an hour difference. For Unique, it's 8:48 p.m. Yeah, that's a bigger gap, but not as much as Flareer. It's still like a decent times for, yeah, it's not into the morning yet. Okay, let's see. So our fob is there, it's working fine. So now we're just gonna move on and make sure we save these changes. And Flyer, you say, well, I'm used to it now. I always feel like the guy who is always ahead of everyone in time. Yes, you will be. You are in the future for us. Okay, so let's go GitHub, desktop, and we're gonna do. Is there anything else that I have to change over here? I might have to disable the graphics tab and enable the video tab. So I'll do save now, and I'll do over here, fob setting on the settings, or fob slider, field of view slider on the settings menu. So now the player can change the field of view with a slider in the settings menu. There we go. And commit 4 files to main, switch to origin, and that is another task done for today. Let's just move this from doing to done. And Karim Sami says hello. What's up, Karim? Welcome to the stream. How is it going? And that one guy said, "Yay, you added FOV to settings." Yes, I think that was a suggestion by you, right? Like, just suggested that. The minimum and maximum, let me check again. It's 30 and 160, because this is how 160 looks like. I doubt anyone will use 160. It's there if you'd like to play it this way, but I doubt anyone will use this. And also the minimum is like quite low. This is how you see the game with 30 FOV. You can still like take it, like you probably are gonna use something in the middle, right? Something like, I think the lowest someone would really realistically use is like 60s. I generally tend to use 90s, and that's gonna be the default of the game. 90. And Karim, you said bad. Well, what happened, Karim? Did something happen, or just bad for? It's just a bad day. Flurry, you say, oh, I hope I was able to. Okay, let me tell you tonight. You are gonna feel some paranormal activity. Better not go to washroom tonight, gang. You might be cooked. What? What? I can't go to the washroom now. I'll have some sort of ghost or something. You like 100 to 120. Let me let me get this in the middle. Like, this is roughly how you would like to play. I mean, I could play with this. I could play with this fob. That's very usable. I still like just a tad lower. And how is 120 looking like? Yeah, I mean, it's still playable. Playable for me. Karim, you say, I'm too lazy to say yes. Okay. Understood. Well, whatever it is, I hope you can deal with it or it goes away. But best of luck with that, whatever it is, Karim. And then you say, I like ghosts though. I've never seen one, but I would say I wouldn't like to see one. And Flare, you say, don't worry, I'm always saying you guys, you don't need to worry. Well, thank you for protecting us, Flare. And you say, that one guy, oh my god, that is far. I use Quake Pro in MC. Yeah, it is far. But I mean, you can tweak it. You say, oh yeah, me too, had a bad week. Some friend stuff happened. Well, if you don't want to get with the details, like it's totally cool. Like I hope. Yeah, you're also having bad weeks. Well, what a shame. What a shame. Well, let's hope this next week is not as bad for you as the previous one have been. Flair, you say they call me the ghost Rizzle for a reason, gang. Don't worry, I got y'all. You're gonna risk all the ghosts. Nick, you say couldn't sleep. Don't know why. There wasn't anything stressful or anything. Maybe differences in like sleep schedule. Like I know when you, like for example, I don't know if it happens to you, but when I sleep in very different times, all like days in a row, for days in a row, like I find it hard to sleep after. Could be something like that. Did something like that happen to you? And Frogman is over here and says it's better to cheat in a sink than to sink into shit. Let that shit sink in. Very, very good quote, Frogman. Very good quote. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? And you say, Nick, my sleep schedule was about the same as usual. Weird then. Weird. Well, this community is not really known for anything. No, but not known for being able to sleep on time, to be honest. And that one guy say also woke up at 5 a.m. on accident, then took a 4-hour nap, 5 hours before I go to bed. Couldn't sleep till 3:30 a.m. Why? Yeah, that happens too. But was that nap good? And Florida, you say, holy shit, I'm literally listening a crying girl outside my house. Crying, I might not be able to reach her. Pray for me, gang shit might get. It's literally 1 a.m. I'm scared. Weren't you gonna risk him? And Sleepwalkers over here says, hi, came here to say good night. Tomorrow I have 2 chemistry lessons. I'm dead as cooked. Well, thank you for joining and saying hi. Really, really appreciate it. And rest well. Dude, best of luck to you tomorrow. Best of luck to you. Yeah, try to do your best with the exams. And Nick, you say, I remember one time late at night at the evil 3 a.m. time. 3:30 a.m. I hear sound outside. This is gonna take a turn like one of those horror stories. And then a damn cat just walks there, looks at me with those glowing green eyes, and walks along. Still like creatures. Odd. Those times of the night. Scariest thing I ever saw, to be honest. Dude, like whenever I hear like horror story now or anything related, like I just can't stop thinking about the those short horror stories. And I saw that people. That's more like impacting or impactful. My cats run up and down the stairs and randomly like to fight and bang the door. Oh dang. That turned dark quick. Yeah. Okay, we have one more thing to put into settings menu. Just one more thing. Before, dude, I'm not joking. I have to take a bathroom break again. Like, you know me, like I'm taking a shit ton of water. But I'll be back real quick. All right, I'm here. So we have to do the casting sensitivity. Let's first do. Let's put that on the UI, and then we're gonna link that up to the code and make it work. And did you say y'all didn't watch that Logan Paul video? Oh yeah, I did watch it. And then the apology, like, like you say, bro, I sent your a chart on Discord. You guys better not feel scared of ghosts after seeing the chart. Say no. Say that one guy. All right, I'm getting coffee. Okay. Did you say a dead person isn't really much of a novelty? Stuff dies all the time. Yeah, but it's I don't know. The first time that I saw something dead, it was impacting anyway. It was just a rabbit, but a bunny, but it was impacting anyway. Like you're not used to seeing it that stuff. Say Flyer, holy hell, he left now. I have to wait until he reacts to the chart. I might be cooked, chat. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Let's go over here. This. Why are we even scared of ghosts?
Oh, I just realized.
Can I even react to this? Let's say. I hope you don't get claim or something. Like this doesn't get claim or something.
Are we even scared of ghosts? Like if a ghost is haunting your house, why don't you just start haunting it back? Because think about it. The ghost floats into your room, trying to be all spooky, whispering, leave this place. And instead of screaming, you just whisper back,
No, you leave.
he's gonna be so confused. He moves the chair,
You break the chair.
he slams a door.
You slam the door harder.
The ghost goes from being a terrifying demon to a
Good
nervous
strategy.
intern on his first day at the job. He's gonna be the one telling his ghost friends, bro, I think my human is possessed. He'll be on Google at 3 a.m. searching how to sage myself from a human. You could even start asking him for favors. Hey man, since you can walk through walls, can you go grab me a soda from the kitchen? He's not a ghost anymore. He's your personal assistant. Did I just solve every horror movie ever made, or am I about to get my soul possessed?
That's a good strategy. Now you're gonna get killed. You're just gonna get killed. Thomas says hi. What's up, Thomas? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? And need to say, try not to get scared. Scary stories. Mom, can we turn off the evil's clown lamp? But we don't have a clown lamp. Oh no. That's a very, very nice short horror story. Like, dude, what was it? The the thing about the crying chair? That thing took me, like, I couldn't deal with that. Thomas, you say I'm the one person watching. Good. Well, I'm very glad that you're good. Yeah, you're the only person watching on vertical, but we have 2 streams running. You're on the vertical stream. If you want to go to the horizontal stream, you can go to the pinned comment in the comment section, or you can go to my like my channel, and you're gonna be able to watch the other normal stream. Yeah, I'm not starting a reaction channel. And Darius Prelipsian says hello. What's up, Darius? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. You say it doesn't scare me. Yeah, no. Those are not very good ones. Okay, let's see. Let's go over here and let's see. Yeah, we wanted to add what? We want to add a casting sensitivity thing. So where are we going to put this? I think we have settings for video, audio, graphics, and key mapping. I think over on key mapping I could have that sensitivity setting. So let's do that. Let's go over there. And he's gone. You say, Thomas, he's gone. Who, Darius? And need you say, stop crying, said abusive guy. But I couldn't, for I was sitting on the cry chair. That thing, like the first time I heard that, I couldn't stop laughing. Say, Flare, I got a stuffed dog who always watched me in a creepy way. I always feel like he got a demon inside me. He got a demon inside me. Now let me get this here. Him, I'm in. Yeah, let's see. So, what are we gonna need for this? We are going to need. Yeah, let's do the setup first on the UI itself. I'm gonna disable the pause menu. I'm going to enable on the settings menu content the key mapping tab. And in there, I'm going to have another setting. So that setting is going to be minus 106 over here. Let's rename it to what is it going to be? What is it going to be? Because it's casting sensitivity, but it's really yeah, let's just call it casting sensitivity. If we find a better name later, we can change it. Let's do casting direction sensitivity setting. I think that's a better name. Let's change the name itself. Casting direction sensitivity. So Nick, I live right in front of an old abandoned for decades house. I was always the one who told people that it was haunted, evil, as if I wasn't laughing my ass off more than you in that VC. Yeah, yeah, you were. Uh, Dude, it's just the concept of the creature is just so good. And Flair, you say, okay, bro, my dad might get awake and come to see me if I'm not sleeping. I might be cooked if he caught me seeing YouTube at 1 a.m. Might not be able to talk to you then, as I don't think adoption center got Wi-Fi. All right, yeah, no worries, Flair. Thank you for joining. Thank you for chatting. Really appreciate it. And we'll chat later. We'll chat another day when it's a little bit earlier for you. Yeah, we were in BC. Like there was a day we were on voice chat, or 1 or 2 days actually. One of those was when I had severe internet problems, so I was just there on Discord. What if the adoption center is not open? Yeah, you better get to sleep then. Okay, so we're gonna have over here, or let's first put it on the save manager. Where is it gonna be? It's gonna be not on graphics. It's gonna be on key mapping. We're gonna have a public. It's gonna be a float, I believe. It's gonna be called casting direction sensitivity sensitivity. There you go. And we want to, like, I think I could. I think I could make just one method for everything, but have it change the value to be saved depending on a switch. Flyer, you say? Holy boy, you might be right. I might be good, right? Yeah, and he might send me to the deep depth of darkness no one ever discovered. The Mariana Trench, deep underwater. Okay, so we're gonna have public void save casting direction casting dir sensitivity. And what do we need over here? We're gonna need a float value, and we're gonna say settings save loaded settings equal load setting, and if the setting that we just saved is not known, we have our file loaded. Yeah, if that's not null, then what is this terminator? Oh, I didn't put the semicolon. I'll do loaded settings dot casting direction sensitivity equals value, and I'll say save settings loaded settings. And Flare, you say should. I hear footsteps. I'm gonna see you, man. I don't even know your damn real name. Hell no. Don't tell me romanleco your real name. No, it's Roman. My real name is Roman. And bye bye. Take care. Yeah, my name is Roman, as that one guy said. deny. Always deny. Works for me. See you, Roman. Okay, we're getting new names now. All right. So over here, I think that's it. We just have to like call this when we unload probably, and also on the method on value changed. And game Roblox 2017 says hi. What's up? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Say I'm a new sub. Well, thank you for the subscription. Really appreciate it. Raoman, do you see Banana Man? Yes. Do you see Banana Man? Indeed, Roman. Yeah, I never write it that way, but that is the correct way to write my name. Okay. So now we have the on key mapping, we're gonna have two more variables: serialized field, private slider. The slider is gonna be casting direction sensitivity. Dude, I'm having so much problems with writing those words. Sensitivity. There we go. Slider, and we're gonna do Control C, Control V, slider text in here, and it's gonna be a TMP text instead. I'm gonna start calling you Raoman, if that is okay. Yeah, it's okay. No worries. And Asnoke, what's up? You say, hey, Veritasium just dropped a new video on my one of the favorite topics, problems. What's the video about? There's a Veritasium video I haven't watched that is about like all of their videos about like game theory are very cool. Walking over on the white hot sun. Hopping over on the white hot sun. Here he comes with some for me. Okay, so where is this? It's gonna be on key mapping. So we're gonna do the casting direction sensitivity slider that on value changed. On value changed. We're gonna add a listener, and that listener is gonna pass the value and call the set casting sensitivity casting direction sensitivity, their sensitivity, and value over here, and that's fine. So we're gonna copy this over here, and just right here we're gonna do private void the name float value. Over here, what do we want to do? We have to have our reference to the player, or sorry, player spell casting script. That's decided too. I haven't watched it yet. Do you recommend? You say the topic is Newcomb's paradox. I don't know about it. Hopping over in the white hot sun, and that one guy say I have to do mean book. Weirdly hard to pronounce. I don't know how you pronounce that. Yeah, but it means book. Xiaske. And Asnog, you say don't sing a song or you get a copyright. I don't think you can get copyrighted by singing it yourself. Yeah, I don't play them. Okay. Let's see. So we're gonna have a reference over here to that script. Let's do references over here. We're gonna have a serialized field private player spell casting script And let's go to the player spellcasting script. And over here, what is this trigger functionality? Yeah, over here, before that, I'm gonna have a public void change or set casting direction sensitivity and it's gonna be a ask for a float value, and we need to have a variable existing over here. So the variable is going to be casting their sensitivity equals whatever the value is, and we are gonna copy this over here, and we're gonna make a new variable. Where could this be? Mana casting. I think over here in casting it could be set pointing direction sensitivity. Yeah, it's over here. Pointing direction sensitivity. I'm gonna replace it, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna replace it with this. It's gonna be 12. And replace it with whatever I had the other name. Why is this an integer? Why can't this be a float? It's gonna be a float. Say that one guy. I look it up on Google Translate. I actually can't describe the sound it makes. Okay. Let me look that word up. Big language. It detected Albanian.
Książkę.
No.
Książkę.
Shaske. I wasn't that far off. Right? Yeah, no, Michal. I don't know why Michal didn't join today. Yeah, I missed the A. Well, however you pronounce that. And as now you say, due to time and day reference, it's hard for me to know what the next stream is gonna happen. Like I skipped the last live. You can see, like I always start at the same time. And you can see in the over here or in every banner on all my socials. Well, all my socials. I just have h.io and YouTube. But you can see when it starts. So you always like know when it's gonna start. Yeah, I don't really know what you're saying over there, Nick. I'm not going to even try to pronounce it. That one guy is say, yeah, I know, but my browser didn't seem to have the A thing. Checked, but he didn't have it. Okay. Yeah, the blue letters, yeah. Because it's a mod. All right, let's see. Casting direction sensitivity 12. Let's do. Let's go on the settings, and we need to call this from that reference. Let's see. Set casting direction sensitivity. We're gonna call the player spell casting. Yeah, whatever. We're gonna do set casting direction sensitivity, and we're gonna call this with the value over here. Now, the I think this should be inverse, because the higher this is, the less sensitivity, the less sensitive it is. So I should make it inverse. Mm. Where is the as long you say so, they're one. I'm watching the stream for now, but for how more you know that English make Nick make Nick almost vomit. And Cool Banana is over here, says remember me. Yes, I do remember you, Cool Banana. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Okay, let's see. Set casting direction sensitivity. We're gonna say we're gonna care about like inverting this later. For now, we just care about having it show up in the UI. So we're gonna say the player, or sorry, the casting direction sensitivity slider text dot text equals the I need to round this number up. So I'm gonna do this over here like this, and I'm gonna say save manager that instance that save casting direction sensitivity, and we're gonna save that value over there. I think Bomik is like vomit, or at least that's what I think he tried to say. I think it's all for today. And okay, bye. Well, bye bye, Asnok. Take care. See you next time. Let's see. So now that we have this, we just need to assign stuff on the UI or on the settings menu. Let's do settings menu. And Cool Banana, you say, did you start thinking about the name or not? I have thought about some names. I don't really care about locking the name in yet, because I still have to like do some setup for having the game on Steam. But I have to like lock in the name very soon. Okay, let's see casting direction sensitivity. Let's go over here. This is gonna be the casting direction sensitivity like this. Let me write it correctly. Like this. And the scroll sensitivity text is going to be the casting their sensitivity. So now if I go on the settings menu, I can just assign this over here and assign this over here. And on the references, I need to get a reference on the player. And there we go. Nick, you say, the Steam page is calling. It's speaking tongues, all variations of Roman. And that one guy say day 4, I think, of asking Roman, Roman, to make a main menu. Yeah, we're not making one soon. Not making one soon. There are so many tasks that we still have to have for beta 2.2. So I don't know. It could take a while. Let's see for now. I think today this is gonna be the last task of today, and we are either going to have this task done tomorrow, or we're just straight up going to start making the spells remake tomorrow. But I can actually filter this task for, like, not sort, but filter. Yeah, filter for not versions. Oh yeah, for version. So I can only see what are the tasks in here that are for beta 2.2. So we have 8 over here and 3 over here, but these tasks over here are going to take several days. Like each one of those, like maybe, yeah, this one is going to take like 3 to 4 days. Let's say 4. Let's say this one is going to take 2 more days, like 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think like probably next week we're gonna have version or beta 2.2, probably. Okay. Casting sensitivity, it's just 12 tasks. And that one guy said, Roman, do you have a Steam profile yet? Yeah, I have registered in Steamworks. Like I have I am registered in Steamworks. I just need to do the process. Like the main thing that's stopping me right now from putting the game on Steam is like setting up my bank correctly, because I didn't have a, like, I have something over here that's called Match. Like that's a bank you don't really need like anything like credit or like justify like earning cash to, or like earning money to open. But I have to open another bank, you know. You say, what's the profile name? I need to follow you. What's romanleco? It's romanleco as in here. But I don't know if it shows if you search for it for nefarious purposes, of course. Yeah, it's romanleco. Okay, let's see. Is everything set up now? Is everything set up? Let's see what the minimum and maximum values are for this, because this shouldn't have the same sensitivity as the other ones, or the maximum values. It's not going to be whole numbers. The maximum value is not going to be 10. It's going to be yeah, it's not never going to be 0. I think we can have, let's make it 2 to 20, or 3 to 30. 3 to 30. Did you mean Romanesco? No. Let's see, left to right. What if we do? We can do bottom to top. Oh, yeah, no. It's left to right. And the main, or the normal value is going to be 12. The value over here on the text, let's do fill area. Casting direction sensitivity. Yeah, let's going to let's put this as 12 over here. I do have a mango as a profile picture. That's me. Yeah, that's me. Just another name I had. By the way, another name I had before was Romango. Okay, let's try this out. I still think there are gonna be some things that are broken for some reason. That seems to be fine. Let's yeah, let's have the pause menu show up. Let's put the pause menu over here. I should probably like change that profile picture now that I'm gonna be on Steam as a developer, or maybe not, because I would put like the logo, right? Okay, but Romango is peak. I know, right? Yeah, it seems to be fine. Let's do settings, casting direction sensitivity. We have to set that to be to only show one number, not two numbers. Probably. Or like adapt. Say, oh my god, my Wi-Fi. Yeah, I think it might be your Wi-Fi because I don't see a lot of drop frames over here. Or I hope. Well, I think it might be me. Yeah, it might be me. I think it's me. Yeah, it's my Wi-Fi. I'm just seeing the messages, Romango. Okay. I'm not sure if this is actually changing anything. Let's set this to 30. Well, I can check on the debug. Let's go over here on the player. Yeah, on the player. Where's the player? Yeah, here. Now, where is this player spellcasting? Let's do debug. And in here, we have something called... Is this serialized or not? I think it is serialized, so I don't need to be on debug mode. Let's do player spellcasting, and in here I have a casting direction sensitivity. It is set to 30, but it doesn't seem to be changing anything. To be honest, like, I don't really notice the change. There are some very weird things happening with the scaling now. Sometimes. Romango, you do remember the Minecraft leak, right? Yes. Well, they leaked more things, many more. Minecraft Dungeons, Dungeons 2, Legends Old Pocket Edition. Wow, and where did it get it? Where did they get it from? And ANG5343 says Wagner. What's Wagner? Welcome to the stream, Ang. And that one guy you say, if I gamble on red, and it's right, I'll beat Nullscapes. It's the top 5 hardest level in GD. I have gotten past the first click once. Wow. And Nate you say all the employees probably. Makes sense. Makes sense. I wonder if something like that would happen with GTA. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to change the sensitivity in here on... Or you know what? Yeah, I will do this. But let me change it first on like manually. Over here, the casting sensitivity is very high now. Yeah, it barely moves. It's set to 100. Okay, yeah, I think I could set it to 0 to 100 maybe. But I'll leave it at 12 as a default. Let's do over here on the UI. The minimum value is going to be 0 and the maximum value is going to be 100. I could do whole numbers. Mm. Oh, Mijo's over there on Discord and says, "I'm here, but not on stream for now." Okay. Well, he can't hear me, but yeah, phantom gambling. Okay, so this should make it so. Yeah, but oh yeah, I'm gonna put this to whole numbers. I'm just gonna straight up just put it to whole numbers. Those are settings. And let's try with the value of 50 or 46. It is harder to like get the things to move. You can still do it though. I think it's fine. I'm just gonna do settings. Put this back to what I had it before. It's 12. That's the value that I want to use. And you know what? What am I storing this in, as a float all the time? I'm just gonna do int value. Over here, I'll have problems. So wherever I have a problem, I'm going to, yeah, sensitivity slider. This thing is not going to not going to return a float. On the save manager, let's go to the save manager. We're gonna have this casting direction sensitivity. This thing is going to be over here. It's not going to be a float. It's going to be an int. Over here is going to be an int. What else? Because I think there is another place where I have this set as a float. Need to say Roman sending soon. Last task, yes. And that one guy say, okay, if it's red, I'll bid thinking space too. It's the top one hardest level. Please no. Yes. Okay. I think, yeah, there might be another place where you have this set as a float. Let me remake this. And that one guy said, should I go more? But for tidal wave, it's a top 4, and I suck at wave game mode. I don't know. You really won't have a hard time at Geometry Dash. Like, you're just betting red all the time. Okay, let's see, settings. When I move this, does it throw an error? It doesn't throw an error. Fine. Now, if I do this over here, let's do this. Okay, yeah, what I wanted to do is basically have an inverted sensitivity, you know? So whatever this number is, on the player spell casting, I'm gonna have 100 minus that number. So let's do casting direction sensitivity, and it's gonna be 100 minus casting direction sensitivity. So, or am I dumb? I think I might be dumb. I think I might be very dumb. No, this is not going to work this way. Because what if I do a large number? Let's say, oh yeah. This is it. It's gonna be 100 minus casting direction sensitivity. So the larger this number is, the higher, or the more, the closer is gonna be to 100. So the closer to 0 is gonna be. So the more the sensitivity is going to be. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's do this. It's gonna be 100 minus 100 minus. So that's gonna invert it. So now we should barely have any sensitivity over here. Even though we are at 12. Yeah, let's set this to 10. Yeah, it's very hard to move this thing. Very, very hard. But if I do this over here, settings, let's put it back to, I think the equivalent to what I had would have been 88. And I resume, then it's way more sensitive. So we are fine. Let's save this on GitHub. So let's do this over here. Yeah, casting sensitivity. Casting sensitivity. On settings menu. That one guy say I'm going to attempt to bid it. It's gonna be like top 15 once I do though. If I ever bid it. Yeah, that one guy is still on the leaderboard. As number 1. But Nick's very close, very close. And that one guy say, alright, I have to go. Well, thank you for joining, that one guy. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, casting sensitivity on the settings menu. Yeah, so now the player can change how sensitive the directions on spell casting or spell selection are. Commit 3 files to main. Oh. Yeah, push to origin. But before I go, I'm gonna disable this, enable the video tab. Let's save this. And over here, I'm gonna do history. Amend the commit, begin the amend. Amend the last commit. Force push to origin, I'm sure. We pass this from doing to done. And now we have 12 tasks before beta 2.2. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for joining. Let me put my background. Thank you for joining. Really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing the rework or like the remake of all the spells. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for joining and bye. Bye. Take care. Bye, Nick. Bye, that one guy. Bye, Mijo, if you're watching, or I don't know. Bye bye. Oh yeah, Mijo is here. I don't know when he joined. But hello and bye bye. Take care.